Hey guys, so I decided to come to the art museum today and I wanted to focus this time on the Egyptian artifacts. So let's take a trip through ancient Egypt, okay? So right now we are in ancient Egypt, the gift of the river, 5000 BC to 400 AD. Let me get in closer for you guys. Let's be reminded, guys, of where Egypt is. So. They did really great artistry. Y'all know they stole this stuff, right? Y'all ever wonder why they take the noses off? They took the noses off. My focus is so trash, but it's okay. You guys don't need to really see that anyway. But y'all know that's where the Kundalini sits, right? They be trying to tell y'all stuff, but I got y'all. Stop playing. What's over here? Come on. This is interesting. Melanated period. Come on, hieroglyphics. Look at the detail, y'all. That detail is so crazy. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Come on, braids. You're not gonna act like them ain't breeds, okay? Period. Who is this? Statue of Menepet? I apologize if I can't say that correctly. That's awesome. Come on. Hello? The original. Period. You know, you know. I love it here. I really do. Come on. They had the best jewelry. So that's turquoise, if you guys didn't know. It's probably really trash because my focus is like really trash. I can't focus, but I apologize. But that's turquoise right there. I have that if you guys would like to order anything from me. Not that piece, but the stone. These are all the cool stones. Let me see if I could. Ooh, that was terrible. Sorry. It's terrible. But y'all ain't gonna say this ain't fly. Come on now. Okay. Now this is what I find the most interesting, right? Public and private life. The people represented here were at the highest level of Egyptian society. Many of the works of art displayed here were probably commissioned by the king and presented as gifts. In contrast to the overwhelming majority of the population, these people could read and write. Understand that they could read and write. Stop playing with us, right? They spent years of training and preparation for careers connected to the administrations of the state. Scribes kept record for towns, temples, or for the pharaoh himself. And Menpeum, whose statue is in the center of this room, joined the military. Menebheb was an architect. Others practiced medicine or entered the priesthood. Women, although they often did not have an education, enjoyed equal legal status with men in Egyptian society and could own and dispose of their own property. They did not hold government offices, but they did hold important positions in the temples, as priestess or singers in the temple choir. Both women and men loved cosmetics. Objects for keeping them, often made of precious materials, provide a special glimpse into the private lives of ancient Egypt. Again, we are the originators. Like, stop playing. And y'all wonder why the melanated woman is the standard of beauty. They don't tell no lies. They just remix it for y'all. So this is pretty fly. Y'all should begin to ask yourselves, oh, this is where it's at. The afterlife. The Egyptians were great believers in the constant renewal and regaining of life. Just as the sun rose and set each day, the stars moved through the night sky, and the Nile rose and retreated annually. The Egyptians believed that death was only one part of the natural life cycle. Far from morbid, Egyptian funerary practices and magic were ultimately based on this promise of resurrection and renewal. Although Egyptian homes and even royal palaces were built of perishable mud bricks, tombs for those who could afford them were built of durable stone meant to last for eternity. Typically, a tomb consists of two sections, a funerary chapel at the ground level and a burial chamber below the ground. The burial chamber was reserved for the mummy and was closed except for the actual burial. The funerary chapel was open to the public. Its walls were covered with scenes carved in relief, painted, or both. Family members came to visit their deceased relatives, priests came to present offerings and recite spells, and tourists came, then as now, to admire the beautiful decoration. Some visitors even left graffiti, such as the Great Bak came to see this tomb of the time of Queen Sebek-Neferu. He found it like heaven in its interior. The tomb was already 400 years old. So again, y'all, I don't tell y'all this cosmic gangsterness for no reason. When I try to tell y'all I'm a cosmic gangster out here, I mean that. I know, and you should know too. So, believe in the impossible. For the word impossible says, I'm possible. Let's talk about it. So, I really love this exhibit. Like, really, really love this exhibit. Sacred seated statue of Nakara. Okay, this statue inscribed on the base of the chief of granary. Nakara comes from the same tomb as the false door nearby. A statue of granite was an expensive commodity. Monumental red granite was quarried at Aswan in the south of Egypt and had to be shipped more than 500 miles downstream to Nakara's tomb in the area of Memphis. Exciting. That's dope. Let's go over here. Ooh. Come on, y'all not about to tell me these people weren't melanated like whole bosses. Stop playing. Ooh, hello. The cat coffin. So yeah, if y'all ain't know that Egyptians really cherished the animals because magical reasons. Let's stop playing. Hello, is that not Anubis right there? Like, stop playing. This is so awesome. Come on. If y'all can just like imagine. Like, just imagine We are so magical, y'all. Like, so magical. Reliefs from the tomb of Metuem Hat, the fourth prophet of Amen and mayor of Thebes. Mentuem Hat was one of the most powerful men of his time, even though he witnessed the sack of Thebes by the Assyrians and a change of dynasty. He was able to build for himself one of the largest private tombs ever constructed in ancient Egypt. Its fine reliefs cover an immense range of subjects. One of the fascinating things about this tomb is that the artist frequently copied scenes from older monuments. This is understandable when the tradition of richly decorated tombs was received for Mentuem's Hat and his colleagues after a hiatus of 350 years. Artists and those who commissioned them returned to the great standing monuments of the past for inspiration. The subject matter of many of these scenes of Mentuemhat's tomb has been more or less directly copied from tombs and temples of Dynasty 18 in Thebes. The style, however, is something altogether new, characterized by an immense sophistication and refinement. The outlines crisp, elegant, and precise, the detail rendered with obvious relish, so large the ambitions was Mentuemhat. Tombs that part of it were left unfinished at his death. Many of the reliefs seem never to have been painted, while others were painted in great detail. On some of these reliefs, the inscriptions was never commenced. These variation stages of completion provide a fascinating glimpse of the ancient artist at work. Don't stop playing. Oh, we are such cosmic beings and y'all don't even know. Well, some of y'all do. If you know, you know. Believe me, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Duality. Like, y'all stop playing. Stop it. Y'all not about to say y'all don't know why crystals are highly used, okay? Y'all not about to tell me y'all don't recognize these colors, bruh. Stop it. Stop it. Again, we are cosmic melanated beings. I don't know what the hell y'all talk about. I don't know who said what. Funerary portraits. Oh, that's so cool. So apparently they painted portraits of the people while they were, put in a coffin or sarcophagus or whatever, how it happens. Ooh. The Egyptians were a great believer in the constant renewal and gaining of life. Just as the sun rose and set each day, the stars moved through the sky at night, and the Nile rose and retreated annually. The Egyptians believed that death was only one part. I believe I read this. Okay, although most items of daily life might be placed in the tomb for continued use in the afterlife, other items were made especially for burial. The most important item of funerary equipment was the coffin, which Egyptians called the Lord of Life, because it was meant to protect and preserve the body forever. For the first half of the Egyptian history, coffins were simple rectangle boxes decorated with ornamental bands of hieroglyphics. Later on, the mummy-form shape became popular and the decoration became more elaborate. The two mummy-formed coffins displayed nearby represents the acme of development in this type of coffin. Traditional Egyptian burial practices continue well into Roman times, when beautiful lifelike portraits were painted on wood or linen to be inserted into the mummy wrapping. Now that's interesting. So, vaulted head of a king. Come on, man. You can't tell me these people aren't melanated. Man, stop playing with me. I don't care what nobody talking about. I don't care what nobody talking about. Nobody. My people, my people. We are often beautiful. They believed in the sky. Come on now. They had access to all types of people. Cosmic beings. Stop playing with me. Let me show y'all these coffins. Come on. So these are just statues of their many animals that they praised. But let's go here. This is what I'm trying to show y'all. Coffin. Okay, so this is cartonnage mummy case. Okay, this mummy case is made of cartonnage, a material similar to paper mache, but using layers of linen rather than paper. Oh no, that's fly. Cartonnage mummy case such as these are contemporary with funerary portraits painted on wood or linen, although they present a very different appearance. The face modeled in plaster is bland and idealized, although the effect of the gilding and glass inlays is quite dazzling. The body is painted with traditional age-old funerary motifs. The god Osiris seated and mummy-formed, the fetish of Abydos, holy city of Osiris, flanked by standing deities Thoth and Shu. A Horus falcon with outspread wings and the bark of Sokar. Below these are the sandaled feet of the deceased. On the sides are rows of seated deities. On the top of the head are a winged scarab beetle flanked by Anubis jackals. On the foot are painted the soles of the deceased's sandals flanked by scorpions for protection. Listen, they definitely believed in life after death, okay? So if ever the soul wanted to return to said body, it could, just the way it left it. So that's why there were scribes and hieroglyphics. Did y'all technically know that the hieroglyphics is nothing but spells, literally to protect the body? Which is why there's so many different curses happening right about now. You know, people can't stop touching shit. So, but let me show y'all this one. Come on. Boom. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Y'all gonna stop playing. Y'all not gonna tell me my people ain't beautiful. Y'all ain't gonna tell me my people aren't powerful. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What y'all saying? What you saying? What you saying? There's so many prophecies. So many prophecies, and y'all don't even know. So many prophecies. It's okay though. Okay, Coffin of Nefertiti. Oh, that sounds Chinese. Sorry. A complete set of coffins during the late New Kingdom and Third Intermediate period consisted of an outer and inner coffin and a mummy board, essentially a lid without a case, placed directly over the wrapped mummy. Judging by its size, this must have been Neshisonshu's outer coffin. Sorry. The type is essentially the same as the coffin as Bakamu on the other side of this case. which was also an outer coffin. The two coffins were said to have been found together and have belonged to a man and a wife. This is quite possible, although the inscriptions do not bear it out. Bakenmut is not mentioned on Neshikshonsun's coffin, nor is she mentioned on his. There was, by this time, a tremendous repertoire of scenes appropriate for coffin decoration, whereas Bakenmut's coffin features images of deified dead pharaohs. Neshikshonsun's is decorated in a more personal way with scenes from her own funeral. The main scene from the interior near the top shows a priest clad in the panther skin with the mummy of Neshikshonsun's behind. The gods appear in mummy form and wear a sun disk in their head. The scarab beetle inside the sun disk identifies him as Khepri, the morning sun, and the hieroglyphics to the right identify his as Atum, the evening sun. Taken together, image and text represent the sun god in both his rising and setting, youthful and aged aspects. Duality. Again, y'all about to tell me, my people, we ain't wrong. Remember, we are whole cosmic beings. Understand that. Remember that. Let's go on the other side. This is what they were talking about. Ooh, people touching the glass. Come on, people. Come on, my people. If you know, you know. Do the work, y'all. Do the work. I ain't gonna hold y'all. It's definitely scary, but do the work. Okay, here's the Coffin of Bakamu. The Coffin of Bakamu is one of the finest examples of painted wooden coffins made for the priests of Amen and their families at Thebes during Dynasty 21 and early Dynasty 22. The pharaohs of this time were no longer buried in the Valley of the Kings, but instead built tombs in the delta, far to the north, where they resided. Security was lax in the Theban necropolis. The coffins and funerary goods of the wealthy citizens of Thebes were placed in unmarked and undecorated family tombs cut into the cliffs on the west bank of the Nile. All the care and the detail that in one prosperous time were devoted to the decoration of the tomb chapel were now lavished on the elaborately painted coffins. Every available surface is crowded with religious scenes, images of funerary gods and goddesses, protective spells, told y'all, and magical symbols. Again, told y'all, we are magical beings, stop playing. The deceased appeared mummy form. An elaborate floral collar entirely covers the upper body, exposing only the separately attached hands, now lost. A pair of red, are they really lost, guys? A pair of red mummy bracelets are crossed over the chest, where pointed at intersections marked by a winged sun disk. The lower body is covered with tiny figures modeled in gezzos against a yellow background, which gives the effect of gold inlaid with glass or semi-precious stones. The decoration on the interior featured two deified dead kings of Dynasty 18. Although these rulers had lived centuries before, memory of their greatness was still very much alive. The main scene near the top depicts Thutmose III, the great military pharaoh who lived 500 years before Bakenmut. Posed as a mummy, the ruler wears a brilliant feathered garment enfolding him with falcon's wings. The scene below features back-to-back seated images of Amenhotep I, regarded as the patron of the Theban cemetery and worshipped as a local god there. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all couldn't see none of that, but at least you heard me. So they kind of set the scene for y'all a little bit. Yeah, they kind of set the scene for y'all a little bit. Come on, if you know, you know. Stop playing. If you know, you know. Come on. Let's read over. Come on, y'all. Look at this. Tribal peace. Okay. It says the rather routine, basic subjects of this side show lower level of accomplishments. The solar details and other skills are in complete hand of God best. At the bottom center of the human ear at the left edge, the simple Nebsan baskets are poorly executed, and the drawing of the hand is embarrassingly bad. At the lower right is a thickly band human eye. Above that is the fair head of a princess wearing a short wig, wide headband, and thick side lock. At the upper left are the beginnings or the remains of a wigged head of a courtier and face of the most obliterate. I read that so terribly. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. It says this carved flake. Oh, these are just the tribal pieces, so that's cool. This carved flake of limestone provides a fascinating glimpse of the ancient artist at work. This side by far the best features of 4 studies of heads at the upper left of an Asiatic. He is lower. Oh, okay. Told y'all some of these names sound Asian. I'm doing terrible video recording. I do apologize if y'all know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go back over. At the upper left of the Asiatic, he has a lower forehead, a prominent nose, and a long pointed beard. To his right is a Nubian wearing the short, round headdress and large loop earring that the Egyptians usually identify with this ethnic group. The bottom row presents images from within Egypt. At the left is a stock image of a king. To his right is another Egyptian whose clean-shaved head immediately identifies him as a priest. So that's what they're talking about, guys. Again, I'm sorry for all of the terrible video recording I'm doing. But let's go over here where I try to tell you we melanated like whole bosses. Who you know where use combs like that? Us. Stop playing. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Hello? Cosmetics. Hello? Cosmetics comes from the word cosmology, which comes from the cosmos. Stop playing with me. Okay, cosmetics. Both ancient Egyptian men and women love cosmetics. Unguents, oils and perfumes made from aromatic plant resins, and gums were obtained at great cost from distant lands. The object identified with cosmetics were given lavish treatment. The luxurious obsidian and gold beaker hints at the precious contents it once held. Others were fanciful in form, such as an ostrich egg or a young girl that makes up the handle of a mirror. The god Bes, patron god of cosmetics, himself is the subject of a colorful jar. The delicacy carved human face and the head of a giraffe decorated elaborate ivory cosmetic spoons. Well, I shade to that. I shade to that. So this was once a hand mirror, y'all. Come on, stop it. I know they stole this stuff, right? I don't gotta keep saying that, but y'all know they stole this shit, right? That's so terrible. And this exhibit ain't even that big, but mind y'all go upstairs to a whole bunch of other stuff. It's nothing but Jesus. Nothing but Jesus. Hate it here. Well, guys, that's kind of all I had for this awesome, amazing Egyptian trip, okay, through Egypt. I'm gonna kind of take a trip around the other exhibits, but As before I close out and my camera dies, let me just give y'all one more look around to all of the amazingness that I've seen today. Okay, take y'all on another quick look around, okay. Ooh, kings and gods. I'm gonna briefly show y'all that. And if y'all could pause and read, that would be great. Hello? Bow! Now, I come from the land of kings and queens, gods and goddesses. How about you? Till the next time, guys. Bye.